Feliz Navidad and Merry Christmas, everyone. And welcome to Into the Drop Zone, where I'm basically going to be teaching you special ways, tips, and tricks on how to play Drop Zone. What I'm going to be showing you today is a little thing I like to call Guardian. Guardian is basically someone who doesn't really focus more on the Drop Zone, but what he's more focused on is picking off kills and things like that in the enemy spawn. I'm not saying totally kill horn, but what you're really doing is you're actually protecting your team more likely. When you're not really needed the drop zone, you're leaving and making these routes. These routes are basically where you're going to be circling around the map and then picking off a whole bunch of different people like through their spawns and things like that. The snipers and all this other stuff that usually chill in the back. So really all you're doing is rotating, coming back if needed, and when you're leaving, just drop the trophy system. So it's kind of like you're there, you're picking off all these grenades, you're really protecting your team. The drop zone works in this way: when there's a lot of people on there that's like on your team, you're going to get a whole lot of points for it, and then if the enemy's on there too, they're also getting points simultaneously. But if you're just having your team there and safe, and then they're all back at their spawns, you're constantly spawn killing them with your SMG, B, and anything that you pick. I use the PP90. I use it either suppressed or with a few other things. I have a few classes for this, just made for this video and Drop Zone in general. That has really helped. I've only lost a few matches, and that's usually because for some reason my team is just, I guess a grenade in their face isn't enough to realize that the drop zone isn't safe. But with this kind of strategy that I'm showing you, this is basically showing that this is like how you can make the drop zone safe. This is how you can secure it and make sure no one really gets to it. It's perfect, and it's really quite flawless. And then also teaching your friends this tactics. Like if you're ever in a party, you can designate this to specific people. Like one person plays through this role, and then there is another role that I'm going to be teaching you, but that's going to be in another video. But it helps out with this role, and they help out together. They don't score like on top of the scoreboard, but what they're doing is they're guaranteeing a win every single time for the team. It's easy, it's fun, it's perfect. Now the perks you're going to use for this are blind eyes for one, if you're taking out sentries, because another thing the Guardian can do in this role, since he's always behind the enemies in their spawn, like here, let's say if he had a sentry, I could have just knifed a sentry while I was doing it, so then the sentry wouldn't have noticed me. Or let's say I'm coming in from the side and then the sentry's right there, I could just knife the sentry too, which is just absolutely perfect. So blind eye is definitely a key factor. Scavenger works too, and when you're out of ammo and things like that, when you're behind the enemy lines and you're going to be in need of ammo a lot. And picking up their weapons works too, but always having that SMG with you is very kind of crucial to this play style, because when you're coming through corners and things like that, it's definitely going to be needed. I mean, okay, here is a prime example of like making one of my routes, and here's a SAM turn. So if we called an AC-130, it'll just shot it down. But now the air space is clear for the AC-130 or anything else we may call in. Another big thing about drop zone is your kill streaks. Save your kill streaks. I can't tell people enough when I'm playing with them to save their freaking kill streaks. Predator missiles are very crucial. They don't seem like a big deal, but they're very, 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 very crucial. Predator missiles can completely clear an area, and it's just something, it's pretty common in drop zone to get a Predator missile in your UAV. AC-130s, you really, really want to save that to its crunch time. When it's crunch time, then you break out the AC-130. It's going to constantly keep the drop zone clear, way more range and way more bullets, and you got about 30 seconds with that. So use that up when it's really, really time. They'll just think, oh, I have an AC-130. This is so epic. I never got one in a real match before. You'll be fine. Trust me. And after you pretty much have all this down of what I'm saying, if I explain this correctly, you're understanding really what this is, just one more time, so let's go through this. Circle around the map, pick up, see, like right here. I just got this deal, and I just got a sentry, all from playing through this mode. Instead of coming in the route he was probably going to be expecting, totally different route, he never saw it coming. I throw down my trophy, and so now my team, this is a secure area. They're all dead. They can start picking them off. There's a trophy system here, so now I'm just going to start knocking out all of the grenades that come this way, and it's perfect. It works. Other perks you might want to use, now I think about it, will also be Blast Shield. Blast Shield is very crucial for this game mode, and it will save you so many times. I can't tell you how many times it saved me from random grenades and things like that. But if you're all kind of getting this, you run around the map, you're picking people off, stopping out their spawns, getting them out, making sure that your team has enough time to really pick up a lot of points while they're on, the drop zone and things like that. Now, doing this by yourself is, of course, what I would recommend. So as I say, one person to this, but if you want to have an extra person, if you just absolutely have to, then sure, go ahead, shoot. Yeah, you little faggots. But anyway, well, I believe I've explained this just about enough. So if you haven't gotten this yet, and just you'll see that little replay button. Yeah, just hit that, and then you can check it out again. But I'm Skulljack from MW3 Clan TV, and I really hope this helps you. This is gonna be a constant series, so first subscribe if you want to check out more. I have a shitload of tips, and I can't tell you how many times they saved me in drop zone. It's ridiculous and awesome. So I'll catch you guys later.